What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to CCVapors. I'm Cannon.
I'm Keith.
Today we're going to be looking at the Smoant Battlestar. But first, once again, thank you to Titanium Vapor in St. Louis. They're the ones that hooked us up with this mod for another review video. So if you're ever in St. Louis, go give them a visit and let them know you saw one of our videos.
Okay, so to jump into the mod review, this is the Smoant Battlestar. It is very similar to what a RX looks like, RX 200, except for it's only 2 batteries. If I can get this off. 2 batteries. It goes from 1 watt up to 200 watts. There's a couple things that I really like about this mod to start off with. I love the feel in my hand. It feels great. It's a good thumb button and it's a good finger button. You can hold it either way and it feels really good. Another thing that I really like is that if I press the up button or the down button, it goes up in whole watts after you get up to 100 watts. So everything after 100 goes up in 1 watt increments. So you don't have to worry about that 0.2, 0.1 crap. It just takes a lot longer. It does have pass-through technology. So there's a USB port right here. You have your up, down, and then you have your tactical switch. And if I get it close enough, you might be able to hear it. It's a really good switch. I haven't had any problems with clicking it and not firing. Something that we've been focusing on a lot on our reviews is battery ventilation. So you might be able to see it on my head. There's 4 holes on each side of the door, the magnetic door. There's 2 big holes on each side. And then there's 4 holes on the bottom as well. Now, with this much ventilation, I have not had a problem with it getting really hot or even really warm. It's been really good. The ventilation up front on the sides over here is for the chip and everything on the inside. It actually does not ventilate your batteries, but the stuff on the bottom and on the side doors does ventilate your batteries, which is really nice. I'm rocking mine right now. I go from 125 to 150. It really depends on the day and how my day is going. But it's a very, very true wattage. We've done review on the Predator, which was what Canon's using. And that's what I was using before this. And I can hit this at 125 watts, and I can hit that at 125 watts. And it's not the same. I use the same tank, the same batteries. I literally pulled them out, switched them over, and I got a way better hit on the Battlestar. I do like this orange and black theme. It's considered a Harley-Davidson orange with a matte black. It looks really good. They have black and orange, yellow and black.
White, I believe.
White and black, all black.
I think there's blue.
Blue and black, red and black, and then a copper color, I guess is what you can consider it.
Copper finish, yeah.
So they have a lot of colors. Do you want to tell them about the kit?
So the kit that you can buy as well, I believe he just got the mod and did not get the kit. The kit comes with an RDTA, which I thought was really cool. To my knowledge, I hadn't really seen a lot of mods that come with an RDTA, so that's kind of something that they did. From what I've heard, it's a very nice RDTA, very easy to cotton, to build. Like I said, he just got the mod, so I don't have the tank with us. But from what I've seen, from what I've watched, it is a very nice tank that comes with it. Very, like I said, very easy to build, very easy to cotton. Doesn't have a lot of leaking issues, and from what I've heard, it has pretty good airflow on it.
It is very similar looking tank to the Limitless.
Okay.
That would be the best way to describe it. It's got 2 holes on each side, and it looks just like a Limitless. Now, I do have a 25mm tank on here. This is actually the Mellow 300, which we've done a review on already. And there is, if you can, it's really hard to see, but I want to blame it on what the detail is on the side of the airflow. But there is very, very slight hangover. It's really, really even hard to see on the camera. So 25, I would say you're fine with. 24 fits perfect, but nothing bigger than 25. Otherwise, you're going to have a huge hangover. I wish they would have put the 510 actually in the middle. If you would have put the 510 in the middle, they would have had so many possibilities what you could have put on here. I could actually put his 28mm tank on here if this would be in the middle. And it would look really cool and then hit like a champ. But all in all, this is a great mod. A couple of the functions I'm going to show real quick is that if you push both of these at the same time, the up and the down, maybe. There we go. It switches. So depending on what hand you have it in and how you hold it, I like to hold mine in my right hand and use my finger, and I can still read my screen. Another thing is if you hold the up button and the fire button at the same time, it changes it so it's easier to see at night. I would not recommend having this like this while you're driving. It's probably going to be too bright. I have not been able to find out a way, and there's not a way in the instructions to change the brightness, which doesn't really bother me. It's not a really bright screen. It's actually really kind of hard to see while we're shooting this video, but it's easy enough to see it when it's in front of you or in your hand. The shape, like I said, I love it. Ventilation's great, hit's great, and I don't think I'm missing anything.
I do like, I will say, I haven't used it. I did see it when Titanium Vapor contacted us and said that they were really wanting us to do a review on this. I did really like the air ventilation for the batteries. It is very important that you don't let your batteries get warm, especially in the mod. That can lead to some pretty bad issues, because if they do get hot, they are batteries. They can explode. Not saying that it'll definitely happen. It's actually pretty isolated cases where batteries do get hot enough that they don't drop it, that they do explode. But it's something you don't really want to risk, especially like if you're in a car and there's not, maybe you don't have the AC on and you're just rolling with the windows down like we do. There's not a lot of airflow going onto it, but with those ventilation holes, it's got enough. It's got a big enough area inside of it to bring that air in, so you don't have to worry about that. That's something I really do like about this mod, and I do like the shape. I've been very partial, like the Predator, with the grip and rip mods, but this is a very ergonomically sound device in your hand. It sits there well. It's not awkward. That was one thing I didn't like about the RX 200 by Wismec. I actually had one, and it was the big 3 battery mod. Excuse me. It was a little too big in your hand, and I have bigger hands, and it was still kind of awkward to hold. And if you're someone with smaller hands, it definitely would be kind of too big for you. So they did a really good job of making this a 2 battery mod, and with its shape. So that's something I really do like about it. I do agree with him. I wish the 510 was in a different spot. That would give you some better possibilities for some better, or not better, but bigger tanks like the Eco 12 like I have. But all in all, just from seeing him using it, looking it over, it is a pretty sound mod. I don't really have any complaints with it. I actually, one of my favorite things on it is this this silver finish for the wording and all that on the bottom. I think that's really cool. It just kind of pops, looks nice. Love that orange. I don't like yellow as a color that much, but I love the yellow on black. It reminds me of the Bumblebee from Transformers. So it is really cool. All their colors look really good. I'm not a big fan of red and black, but their red and black looks really nice. The copper is a very nice copper that they did. So all in all, it's a really good mod, really good coloring, and I don't think you'll have an issue with the paint. It looks like it's kind of like the same as the Predator. It's not going to scratch too much, and anything you get onto it is going to pretty much wipe off.
So I've had this mod for a week, and it's going to be really, really hard to tell, and actually that's probably my best angle. But right there's a little spot that the paint has chipped, and that's just from setting it down the table. And if you look at his Predator, I'm sure he does. He's got marks all around the bottom, and that's normal from setting your mod down on a table or a surface of any kind. So it's bound to chip on the bottom, but just that little bit is actually doing really good. Another thing I want to mention is that I got this mod mainly because the first time I seen it, I fell in love with what it looks like, and then I held it in my hand and I was like, I really want one. But I actually had problems with my Predator. It was just a malfunction flaw. I sent it back and took care of it, but still a great mod. Don't down it at all. It's just probably 1 in a million chances that what happened to my mod happened. So, and actually, another great thing is that the 510 connector is not pressed in. It's actually built inside of here. And this is a very, very sturdy. I have no problems. The door Makes a little bit of noise, but you actually have to like push it up and down.
And that's to be expected with a battery door, especially magnetic one. It's going to rattle a little bit. It's something that you can't really avoid, but they can make it as best as they can, and they have done pretty well with that.
I know older reviews when this first came out on the market, they were actually sending you 4 extra magnets to replace either here or here if something were to happen. And they have improved it so much that they don't have to send extra magnets anymore because it works so well and they know that it's not going to fall off. Magnets aren't going to fall out. So they have improved it that way. Like I said, the 510 connector is actually inside, so you don't have to worry about anything messing up there. And it's literally 2 pieces. Like, this is all you have. If I take out the batteries, you can access the insides with 4 screws. I don't recommend you doing it. That voids your warranty on 90% of the products on the market. But it's 2 solid pieces, and whenever you put them together, it's one really good solid piece. So I think that's all I have. I love this mod, and I've used it for almost a week now, and I will not put it down unless I have to.
Alright, so that's all he's got. That's all I got. Once again, as always, thank you to Titanium Vapor for hooking us up with this awesome mod. Definitely give him a visit if you're in town. And with that, thank you guys. Make sure, if you enjoyed it, to hit that like button down below. Drop any recommendations you have in the comments or any daily questions you have, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And as always, thank you, and keep vaping on.